In the coastal town of Echo Creek, Maine, in the year 1888, the sea was not just a source of livelihood, it was a keeper of secrets. But one secret was not held by the water, but by a young girl who never spoke a word. Her name was Alara, and her silence would soon predict a tragedy that would haunt the town for generations. Alara was an orphan, taken in by the gruff but kind-hearted shipyard foreman, Mr. Silas. She had lost her parents to the unforgiving Atlantic years prior and hadn't uttered a sound since. Her only voice was the charcoal in her hand. She drew everything she saw, the ships, the gulls, the faces of the sailors, but one day she began to draw things that no one else could see. It started with the pride of the Atlantic, the largest vessel Echo Creek had ever built. It was the town's masterpiece, a symbol of their ambition. As the launch day approached, Ilara's drawings grew more frantic, more disturbing. She drew the great ship splintered against rocks that weren't on any known chart, with waves crashing over its deck. She tried to show her drawings to the workers, to Mr. Silas, but they dismissed them as the morbid fantasies of a traumatized child. On the morning of the launch, April 12, 1888, Ilara did something she had never done. As the captain was about to board, she ran forward and tugged on his coat, her eyes wide with terror. She thrust a drawing into his hands, a terrifyingly precise depiction of the ship's main mast snapping in two. The captain, annoyed, brushed her aside. The town cheered as the pride of the Atlantic set sail into the calm morning sea. The storm came out of nowhere, a freak squall, the likes of which no sailor had ever seen. It struck the pride of the Atlantic with impossible force. 3 days later, wreckage began to wash ashore. The survivors, few as they were, told a chilling story. The ship hadn't just sunk, it had been broken in two, precisely where the main mast stood, just as the silent girl had drawn it. The tragedy brought a man of science, a journalist named Arthur Vance, determined to debunk what he called small-town superstition. He questioned Alara, showing her diagrams and charts, trying to find a logical explanation for her foresight. But when Alara took his pen and drew a perfect sketch of the newsroom he had left behind in Boston, including a coffee stain on his desk he had made that very morning, his skepticism began to crumble. Arthur Vance never published his exposé. Instead, he wrote of a phenomenon that science could not explain. Ilara's gift, or curse, faded as she grew older, her silence remaining her constant companion. The people of Echo Creek learned to respect the quiet warnings of the natural world and of those who listened to it more closely than the rest of us. The story of the pride of the Atlantic serves as a solemn reminder. Are some souls simply more attuned to the echoes of fate? Or are there warnings all around us that we are simply too loud to hear?